the Tank Museum had a fame problem. No one really knew who we were. They didn't know where we were. They didn't know what we were. I remember introducing myself to people, saying where I worked, and they'd say, "Oh, the Tate Museum."
What made you believe that this whole venture could work?
We didn't have any money, so PR was really the way that we were going to make the Tate Museum more famous. And when social media came along, that was pretty refreshing for us, because it meant that we could go directly onto these social media platforms without the filter of any of the media organisations and tell our stories directly to people who hopefully would want to hear them.
Are you greeted as a pioneer or a madman at that stage?
If the point of me spending all this time and effort on kind of creating YouTube content was to get people to come and visit us, what does it mean when actually you're talking to the majority of people who are unlikely to ever be able to do that? And, there was a conversation at board level at that point, which was just like, well, what is the point of this? And, that's when we had to go away and think really hard about what the point of it really, really was. And that's when we realised that, there was all this reach gave us a massive opportunity to raise funds for the Tank Museum, and that set us off on a completely different journey.
Was there a moment, one video, where you thought, yes, we're onto something here?
No, sadly, if it was a Hollywood movie, it would be a terrible Hollywood movie. There was kind of like a series of what I call little kind of like light bulb moments and little kind of victories, which slowly compounded and accumulated over time. Like I said, this is a very long-term process, and that's why I could never have predicted that we'd have ended up where we are today. But I think one of the things which really set home to me how important this could be for us was actually there was a volunteer at the Tank Museum who made a very basic video about what it was like to drive one of our tanks, and I don't know how many views it had at the time, but it seemed like a really, really big number. And so I realised that there was clearly a potential for this. There was clearly an audience for this. There were clearly lots of people like me who were spending quite a lot of time, too much time arguably, watching YouTube videos.
The algorithm. Do you create content to chase it, or are you more of the opinion that you create content in the knowledge that the community will eventually come to you?
The YouTube algorithm is actually very, very simple. And if you want, I can give you the secret to hacking the YouTube algorithm. World exclusive. Are you ready for this?